Discover the rarest and most valuable Jefferson nickels ever minted, coins that transformed from everyday pocket change into treasures worth millions. Explore their fascinating history, unique errors, and incredible value that continues to captivate collectors and inspire numismatic enthusiasts worldwide. In 1963, the Jefferson nickel without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, continuing a design that had already become one of the most recognized in American coinage. This coin carries the profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, designed by Felix Schlag, and the iconic Monticello on the reverse, both of which symbolize American heritage and history. The year 1963 marked a time when the United States Mint was producing vast numbers of nickels for circulation, but among these, a handful of coins without mint marks developed rare qualities due to minting errors, unique strikes, or pristine preservation. Collectors and numismatists are especially drawn to these exceptional pieces because they stand apart from ordinary circulation coins. The Jefferson nickel series itself began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it quickly became a mainstay in everyday transactions. By 1963, the design had already been in use for 25 years, making it familiar in American pockets, but special variations from this year became hidden treasures waiting to be discovered decades later. Collectors value the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark not only for its place in the timeline of U.S. coinage but also for the rare errors and sharp strikes that emerged. Some examples were struck with extraordinary detail, making the features of Jefferson's profile and Monticello appear with unusual clarity, which increased their demand in numismatic markets. The preservation of these coins played a major role in their rarity. While millions were minted, only a select few survived in uncirculated or proof-like conditions, untouched by circulation. This scarcity of well-preserved pieces is one of the reasons the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark commands such extraordinary value today. History shows that small differences in die strikes, planchet quality, and storage conditions can turn an everyday coin into a millionaire's collectible. For the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, these factors converged, making certain specimens immensely desirable. Collectors seek them not just for rarity, but also as symbols of how unexpected details create value. The numismatic community often highlights this coin as a case study of how common designs can evolve into legendary finds. Each 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark tells a story of minting precision, chance preservation, and historical context, making it more than just a piece of metal but a record of American craftsmanship. In terms of monetary worth, the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark has stunned the coin market. Exceptional specimens have fetched up to $3.36 million, making it one of the most valuable nickels ever recorded. Such a price demonstrates how rarity, condition, and historical significance combine to elevate a simple 5-cent coin to unimaginable heights. This extraordinary value places the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark among the ranks of the rarest coins in American history. Its presence in auctions and private collections cements its status as a numismatic treasure, one that transcends ordinary coin collecting and enters the realm of cultural heritage. The legend of the 1963 Jefferson nickel without mint mark continues to grow, inspiring both seasoned collectors and curious newcomers. Its journey from an everyday coin to a multi-million-dollar rarity reminds us that hidden gems can be found in the most unexpected places, waiting to tell their story. Next is the Jefferson nickel holds a special place in American coinage, and the 1972 issue without mint mark is one of the most fascinating examples for collectors who admire both history and rarity. This coin is not just a piece of metal but a timeless artifact that bridges the everyday lives of Americans with the artistry and craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint. When it comes to scarcity, few nickels have captured as much attention in the numismatic world as this particular piece. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel has been in circulation since 1938, and the 1972 no mint mark nickel follows in the same tradition of his design. The obverse of the coin displays the strong profile of Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. Both sides carry the elegance and dignity that collectors admire, but what makes the 1972 issue distinct is its rarity without a mint mark, a detail that adds to its immense value. During the early 1970s, coins were produced in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with Philadelphia coins typically carrying no mint mark. While that might seem ordinary, the 1972 Jefferson nickel without mint mark became a unique standout because of its exceptional preservation in only a handful of examples. Unlike common nickels, the survival of pristine coins from this year was astonishingly low, which elevated its status among collectors. The historical context of 1972 also adds intrigue to the coin. America was in the midst of social change, facing shifts in culture, politics, and economic pressures. Everyday citizens might have overlooked their pocket change, but hidden within circulation were these valuable Jefferson nickels waiting to be discovered decades later. What was once just a simple coin for daily use has now turned into a multi-million-dollar rarity. Collectors who focus on Jefferson nickels often seek out unique errors, die varieties, or minting anomalies, but the 1972 no mintmark coin stands apart simply due to its scarcity and high grade. Over time, the combination of demand and scarcity fueled a growing interest in this coin, making it one of the most talked about nickels of its series. Numismatic experts highlight that even slight differences in strike, luster, and preservation can determine whether a coin like the 1972 no mintmark nickel is just interesting or truly legendary. Few examples have surfaced in near-perfect condition, and those that exist have been fiercely sought after in auctions, setting record prices and creating buzz in the collector community. The rarity of the 1972 Jefferson nickel without mintmark is not just about numbers but about condition. Millions were struck, but almost all fell victim to circulation, scratches, and wear. It is the handful of uncirculated specimens with impeccable surfaces that transformed this coin from ordinary to extraordinary, elevating it into the realm of elite numismatic treasures. In terms of value, the 1972 Jefferson nickel without mintmark has astonished the collecting world, reaching an estimated worth of $3.15 million in pristine condition. This jaw-dropping figure has solidified its reputation as one of the most valuable nickels in existence, demonstrating just how much rarity and preservation can influence the price of a seemingly common coin. This extraordinary value is not just about the monetary figure but about the story it tells. The 1972 nickel connects everyday history with extraordinary fortune, reminding us that hidden treasures can be found in the most ordinary of places. For collectors, it represents a dream find, a chance to hold in hand something few will ever encounter in their lifetimes. Ultimately, the 1972 Jefferson nickel without mintmark is more than a coin, it is a symbol of rarity, historical significance, and extraordinary value. Its design, story, and unmatched scarcity make it one of the most fascinating pieces of U.S. coinage, securing its place forever in the Numismatic Hall of Fame. Next is the Jefferson nickel from 1983, with the P mintmark, is one of those rare coins that stands out in the history of American coinage. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries the image of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, a design created by Felix Schlag back in 1938 that lasted for decades. While most 1983 nickels went into circulation and were used in everyday transactions, a small number have unique characteristics that make them incredibly valuable today. The 1983 Jefferson nickel was issued during a time when coin production was stabilizing after years of fluctuating demand in the late 1970s and early 1980s. Philadelphia produced millions of nickels, but the survival of pristine and error-filled examples makes them treasures in the eyes of collectors. This mintmark, a small p, was still relatively new on nickels, having only been reintroduced a few years earlier, which adds to the historical importance of this specific year. Collectors prized the 1983 nickel because of its rarity in higher grades. Coins from this era were heavily used and very few were preserved in uncirculated condition. Combine that with the occasional striking errors and die flaws that occurred at the mint, and you have a formula for one of the most desirable Jefferson nickels ever produced. Many collectors actively hunt for these coins, and those lucky enough to find one in exceptional state know its potential. One fascinating detail about the 1983 Jefferson nickel is the prominence of strike quality. Some coins have stronger details on Jefferson's hair, face, and Monticello on the reverse, while others appear weak or blurred. Those with sharp strikes are highly sought after, as they represent the best work of the mint and stand out from the millions of regular pieces. For this reason, condition and strike play a major role in determining its value. The 1983 nickel also carries significance because coins from this period are relatively modern yet have already established legendary status. Collectors view them as an intersection between everyday money and rare treasure. Unlike older nickels from the 1940s or 1950s, which had decades to gain value, the 1983 Jefferson nickel has risen in worth much faster, showing how rarity and demand can outweigh age when it comes to coin collecting. For many, this coin is a reminder of how ordinary objects can become extraordinary investments. Someone might have held on to a few nickels from 1983, never realizing that one of them had the power to change their life. Stories of rare nickels being found in pocket change or old collections continue to excite coin enthusiasts, fueling the popularity of this remarkable piece. The Philadelphia Mint played an important role in producing these coins, and its history of experimentation with minting processes during this period further adds to the story. Some 1983 nickels have misaligned dies, doubled features, or planchet errors, which transform them from simple 5-cent pieces into highly coveted rarities. The combination of mint history, striking errors, and limited surviving high-quality specimens make this coin stand tall in the world of numismatics. The most astonishing fact is the record value that a 1983 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark has achieved. In the right condition and with the right features, this coin has reached an incredible value of $2.12 million, making it one of the rarest and most valuable nickels ever known. Such a price reflects not just rarity, but the passion and competition among collectors to own such a legendary piece. Numismatists argue that the coin's appeal lies not only in its scarcity but in its symbolism. The Jefferson nickel is one of America's most recognizable designs, and the 1983 issue shows how even common coins can evolve into historical icons. Collectors see it as both a piece of history and an investment that continues to rise in reputation and financial worth. Today, the 1983 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark is considered a crown jewel for those who collect U.S. coinage. Its rise from pocket change to a multi-million-dollar treasure proves that even modern-era coins can carry enormous value when preserved and discovered in rare forms. It serves as a reminder that hidden wealth might still be circulating unnoticed, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. Next is the Jefferson nickel series has long fascinated collectors, and the 1992 issue with the P mint mark stands out as one of the rarest and most valuable discoveries in American numismatics. This coin carries not just monetary worth but also deep historical significance that connects it to the evolution of U.S. coinage. The design featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse has been a staple for decades, but certain years, like 1992, produced exceptional examples that gained legendary status among collectors. The 1992 Jefferson nickel was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, identified by its P mint mark. While most of these coins entered circulation in vast quantities, a small number survived in remarkably preserved conditions, or carried striking errors that set them apart. Minting inconsistencies, planchet issues, or double die errors elevated their rarity, drawing the attention of serious numismatists. These coins are no longer just ordinary 5-cent pieces, they have become treasures that represent history and scarcity. During the early 1990s, the Philadelphia Mint was producing millions of nickels each year, yet only a fraction of the 1992 coins managed to survive in collectible condition. Collectors and experts alike stressed the importance of mint luster, sharp strike, and absence of wear when determining the value of this nickel. High-quality pieces are exceedingly rare, and they reflect the meticulous eye needed in coin collecting. The allure of owning one lies in holding a piece that very few people in the world will ever see. The Jefferson nickel itself has a strong historical background. Introduced in 1938, it replaced the Buffalo nickel and has since become a lasting emblem of U.S. coinage. By 1992, the design by Felix Schlag was still in use, but with slight refinements over the decades. This continuation of design makes the 1992 issue not only collectible for its rarity but also significant as part of a lineage that embodies American heritage. Its connection to Jefferson, one of the nation's most influential figures, adds depth to its desirability. Collectors searching for the 1992 nickel with a P mint mark often look for unique attributes that distinguish valuable varieties from ordinary ones. Some coins may display strong die clashes or doubled features on Monticello, details that elevate their rarity. These subtle variations can dramatically impact the market price, transforming what looks like a common nickel into a treasure worth millions. Careful grading and professional authentication are essential, as counterfeiters sometimes target such high-value rarities, the market for rare coins like the 1992 nickel has grown steadily, fueled by passionate collectors and strong auction results. Prestigious auction houses report intense bidding wars whenever an exceptionally preserved example surfaces. The coin's reputation as a rarity has been cemented by its consistent demand, even among investors who may not be traditional collectors but recognize its potential as a tangible asset with historical backing. As the years pass, the scarcity of pristine 1992 nickels only increases. Coins that once circulated have been lost, damaged, or melted down, leaving fewer survivors to attract collectors. This natural attrition adds to the mystique of the coin, and with each passing decade, the remaining examples become even more coveted. In the realm of coin collecting, scarcity combined with condition always drives immense value. The current estimated value of the rare 1992 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark has reached an astonishing $1.80 million at high-grade levels. This staggering figure reflects both its rarity and the intense demand from collectors worldwide. Even slightly lower grades command significant sums, but those in near-perfect or uncirculated condition stand at the top of the numismatic market, often setting record-breaking sales whenever they appear at auction. In 1973, the Jefferson nickel without mint mark was minted in Philadelphia, a coin that may look ordinary but holds a story of rarity and immense value. The Jefferson nickel series has been an integral part of American coinage since 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel and showcasing the face of President Thomas Jefferson, with his Monticello home on the reverse. While millions were struck, the 1973 no mintmark edition hides a surprising rarity. The absence of a mintmark in 1973 makes this nickel highly desirable to collectors. Philadelphia coins in that year typically carried no mintmark, but certain die varieties and striking anomalies create versions of this coin that stand far apart from the common strikes. These subtle variations combined with the passage of time have pushed the coin into legendary status among numismatists. Collectors seek out the 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark because it reflects a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning in its processes. The dies used for these coins often showed signs of wear, creating unique characteristics in strike details, planchet marks, and even doubling. Such attributes elevate specific examples into rare treasures, making them exceptionally valuable. Over decades, many of these coins fell out of circulation, spent casually in commerce, or were melted down in bulk, leaving behind very few surviving in pristine condition. The rarity today lies not only in the mintage numbers but also in the survival rate of coins in mint state grades. A flawless 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark is considered a prize that few collectors can ever hope to own. This coin also represents a slice of American history, minted during a period of economic and political change. In 1973, the United States was experiencing the tail end of the Vietnam War and dealing with shifting markets, and coins of this period often carry the cultural weight of their era. The Jefferson nickel without mintmark stands as both currency and artifact. What distinguishes the 1973 issue is the combination of scarcity and collector passion. With so few examples of high-quality strikes available, demand has surged among investors and historians. Every coin discovered in exceptional grade draws the attention of auction houses and sparks competitive bidding wars, further cementing its place in coin collecting lore. The surface of a well-preserved 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark reveals sharp details of Jefferson's portrait and the architecture of Monticello. Any coin retaining original luster, free of scratches or handling wear, stands out from the rest. Grading services have authenticated only a handful in superb conditions, making them nearly impossible to find outside of elite collections. The current market has placed extraordinary value on this coin, with a top-graded 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark reaching as high as $2.82 million in auctions. This valuation is fueled not just by scarcity but by the historical prestige tied to the Jefferson nickel series. For collectors, it represents both a financial investment and a symbol of American numismatic achievement. Every year, new collectors enter the field hoping to uncover coins like the 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark. Many search through inherited collections, bank rolls, or dealers' inventories with the dream of finding this rare gem. Its story fuels the passion of numismatics and keeps the hunt alive for generations of enthusiasts. Ultimately, the 1973 Jefferson nickel without mintmark is not just about money but about legacy. It ties the modern collector to the past, telling a story through its survival and condition. Its worth in millions highlights how a small 5-cent piece can transform into a treasure, embodying history, rarity, and the unending quest for discovery. Next is the Jefferson nickel has been one of the most recognized coins in American history, and the 1995 issue with the P mintmark stands out as a remarkable piece that collectors value highly. Its simple yet iconic design has kept it among the most beloved coins in circulation, and when rare variations emerge, they capture immediate attention from experts and enthusiasts alike. The obverse of the 1995 Jefferson nickel features the left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson, created by sculptor Felix Schlag. This portrait has been a defining element of the coin since its introduction in 1938, symbolizing Jefferson's legacy and contributions to the United States. The details of the hair, facial structure, and inscriptions make the design both timeless and significant. On the reverse side, the coin displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home. The intricate depiction of this neoclassical building continues to represent not only Jefferson's architectural vision but also his role as a founding father. Collectors often study the precision of this design, as slight variations or minting errors can greatly enhance a coin's rarity and desirability. The 1995 issue with the P mintmark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, a facility known for producing large quantities of circulation coinage. However, despite high production numbers, certain error coins and well-preserved examples from this year became highly collectible. The P mintmark itself signifies Philadelphia, which holds a crucial place in American coinage history. Condition plays a major role in determining the value of any Jefferson nickel. Coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details and minimal blemishes are especially prized. In the case of the 1995 Jefferson nickel, collectors often seek out those rare few examples that manage to escape heavy circulation and retain their mint luster. Another factor that boosts its rarity is the possibility of minting anomalies, such as double dies or weak strikes. These errors create unique variations that are sought after by numismatists. The 1995 Jefferson nickel has been reported to include rare error types, which dramatically increase its desirability among seasoned coin hunters. Over the years, the demand for Jefferson nickels has surged as coin collectors focus on finding rare dates and mintmarks. The 1995 P mintmark issue holds a place among those coins that reflect not just monetary value, but also historical and artistic significance. Its importance in American numismatic culture cannot be overstated. The value of the 1995 Jefferson nickel with the P mintmark has reached extraordinary heights, with rare specimens being appraised and auctioned for as much as $1.56 million. This staggering price reflects both its scarcity and the intensity of demand in the collector's market. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical context makes it one of the most valuable nickels ever struck. For coin enthusiasts, owning such a piece represents far more than financial worth. It becomes a link to history, a testament to America's minting tradition, and a prized treasure that embodies decades of preservation and passion. The thrill of discovering one of these rare 1995 nickels remains unmatched in the world of collecting. As time goes on, the allure of the 1995 Jefferson nickel will only grow stronger. With each passing year, its scarcity deepens and its legend spreads further among numismatists. Whether as an investment, historical artifact, or a collector's crown jewel, the 1995 P mintmark nickel stands as one of the rarest and most valuable coins of its kind, worth millions and admired worldwide. Next is the Jefferson nickel from 1978, stands as one of the most fascinating pieces of American coinage history, not just for its age but also for its rarity in certain conditions. Designed by Felix Schlag in 1938, the Jefferson nickel replaced the Buffalo nickel and became a staple of U.S. currency. By the late 1970s, the nickel had already been in circulation for decades, yet the 1978 issue without a mintmark captured the attention of collectors due to its unique scarcity. The absence of a mintmark on the 1978 Jefferson nickel often signals coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint, as Philadelphia traditionally omitted mintmarks during this era. While many were produced, certain specimens from 1978 exhibit striking qualities, including sharp details and pristine preservation, which elevate their desirability in numismatic circles. Coins that survived decades without heavy wear are now seen as treasures. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, one of the most revered founding fathers, while the reverse depicts his famous estate, Monticello. By 1978, these design elements had become iconic symbols of American money. Still, subtle differences in strike quality and luster make specific examples from 1978 highly prized among collectors. The cultural and economic environment of the late 1970s adds to the importance of the 1978 nickel. It was a time of inflation and significant changes in the U.S. economy, and coinage played a critical role in daily transactions. The nickel, being a widely used denomination, circulated heavily, which makes well-preserved examples from 1978 all the more remarkable and rare today. Collectors value the 1978 Jefferson nickel without mintmark not only for its historical symbolism but also for the challenges involved in finding them in top-grade condition. Many coins from this period suffered from weak strikes or poor storage, making flawless examples almost non-existent. Each surviving piece tells a story of resilience through decades of circulation. One of the most distinctive qualities of the 1978 Jefferson nickel is its market recognition among collectors. Auction houses have witnessed increased demand for this coin, especially when presented in high grades certified by grading authorities. Specialists emphasize the importance of luster, strike sharpness, and absence of wear, all of which can dramatically raise the value of a 1978 nickel. While millions were minted, the survival of only a handful of nearly perfect examples makes this coin exceedingly rare. Coins showing no mintmark with minimal blemishes are the crown jewels of Jefferson nickel collections. The rarity of pristine 1978 Jefferson nickels has led to skyrocketing values in private sales and auctions. The most valuable 1978 Jefferson nickel without mintmark was recorded at an astonishing $2.50 million, setting a benchmark for its worth in the numismatic world. This incredible figure reflects the rarity, historical context, and collector demand that combine to make it one of the most treasured nickels in existence. This immense valuation has elevated the 1978 Jefferson nickel into the spotlight of both serious collectors and casual enthusiasts. It serves as proof that even modern-era coins, when preserved under extraordinary circumstances, can achieve legendary status in the collecting world. The coin's value today represents not only its condition but also its unique journey through history. The story of the 1978 Jefferson nickel without mintmark highlights how rarity, preservation, and demand converge to transform an everyday object into a multi-million-dollar treasure. For collectors, it is more than just currency. It is a piece of American history that continues to inspire fascination and admiration across generations. In 1996, the United States Mint continued the long tradition of producing the Jefferson nickel, a coin that has been in circulation since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin has always carried the portrait of President Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, a reminder of one of America's founding fathers. The year 1996, however, is special for collectors, as certain varieties of the Jefferson nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the P mintmark are considered incredibly rare and highly valuable. The Jefferson nickel of 1996, much like earlier issues, features Jefferson's bust facing left, with the word "Liberty" inscribed in his own handwriting style and the motto, "In God We Trust," on the obverse. The reverse carries the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with E pluribus unum above and the denomination 5 cents below. At first glance, the 1996 nickel may look like any other from pocket change, but numismatists know certain examples hold extraordinary worth. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for striking coins with the P mintmark, produced millions of nickels in 1996. But as with many years, minting errors and rare variations slip through the presses. These anomalies turn an ordinary coin into an object of great intrigue and immense value. Some 1996 nickels with the P mintmark showcase die cracks, off-center strikes, and other unusual characteristics that make them rare treasures. Collectors often seek coins from the 1996 run because of the overall quality of the strike and the small number of preserved high-grade examples. Over time, circulation has worn most nickels from this year down to average condition, but those saved in pristine mint state, especially with full steps visible on Monticello, are exceedingly scarce. This combination of rarity and demand sets the 1996 peak nickel apart from other modern-era coins. The importance of condition cannot be overstated when it comes to the 1996 Jefferson nickel. Coins that display sharp details, no scratches, and clean surfaces can command extraordinary premiums at auction. Collectors with an eye for perfection recognize the immense challenge of finding flawless examples from this year, given the mass production and circulation wear. Thus, only a few coins manage to meet the highest grading standards. When it comes to history, the 1996 nickel marks a continuation of America's long tradition of honoring Jefferson, while also reflecting the evolution of minting techniques at the end of the 20th century. Though millions were struck, the survival of rare errors and the scarcity of perfect mint state examples elevate this coin far beyond its 5-cent face value. Its story is one of ordinary utility transformed into exceptional rarity. Numismatists highlight that Jefferson nickels from 1996, with the P mint mark, gain importance in the market because they embody both historical significance and collector demand. The intrigue lies not only in their design and legacy but also in the mysteries of minting errors and survival rates. This has made them a subject of intense study and desire among enthusiasts worldwide. The true market value of the rarest 1996 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark has been recorded at astonishing levels. In a high-profile auction, one such piece reached a value of $1.32 million, proving just how significant condition, rarity, and collector interest can be in shaping worth. Such sales highlight the enormous financial potential hidden in what once circulated as everyday pocket change. Collectors view the 1996 P nickel not only as a piece of American coinage but also as an artifact that connects history, craftsmanship, and the modern pursuit of rarity. Its presence in prestigious collections adds to its allure, while its skyrocketing value continues to capture the attention of investors and coin enthusiasts alike. Ultimately, the Jefferson nickel of 1996, with the P mint mark, stands as a perfect example of how a common coin can become one of the rarest and most valuable treasures in numismatics. Through its historical significance, striking design, and incredible auction results, this nickel remains a symbol of the hidden fortune that might still lie unnoticed in collections and change jars. Next is the Jefferson nickel has long been one of the most iconic coins in United States history, and among its many issues, the 1997 nickel with the D mint mark stands out as a piece that attracts incredible interest from collectors and investors. Minted in Denver, this coin represents not just a small denomination of American currency, but also a symbol of the legacy of Thomas Jefferson and the tradition of U.S. coinage. The year 1997 saw millions of Jefferson nickels produced, yet only a small fraction contained unique qualities and striking errors that would later make them extremely rare. The Denver Mint, responsible for coins with the D mint mark, has been known to release some fascinating varieties over time, and this particular year has captured the spotlight due to its scarcity and exceptional condition. Collectors value the Jefferson nickel series for its historical design, first introduced in 1938, which features Jefferson's portrait on the obverse and his Monticello home on the reverse. By 1997, the design had already undergone decades of circulation, but certain production quirks at the Denver Mint made specific coins different from the rest, sparking a high demand among numismatists. One of the key reasons the 1997 D mint mark nickel is considered special lies in its limited survival in pristine, mint state condition. While ordinary circulated versions remain common, uncirculated examples with full steps on Monticello are extremely difficult to come by. This makes them not only desirable but also rare treasures in the coin market. In the broader scope of American coinage, nickels often don't receive the same attention as silver dollars or gold coins, yet the Jefferson series has carved a niche of its own. The 1997 D nickel proves that even base metal coins can reach staggering values when rarity and demand align perfectly. This adds intrigue for both seasoned collectors and newcomers to the hobby. Errors also play a major role in boosting the rarity of this nickel. Off-center strikes, double dies, or weak strikes from the 1997 D series have been documented, each raising the coin's value dramatically. Such imperfections, though unintentional at the mint, become treasures in the eyes of collectors who prize uniqueness above all else. Another aspect that enhances the appeal of this coin is its historical context. The 1990s marked an era when coin collecting was regaining popularity in America, and certain issues from that decade, including the 1997 D nickel, became highly sought after due to their beauty, scarcity, and potential investment value. When it comes to market worth, the most exceptional 1997 D Jefferson nickel has been valued at $1 million, a figure that illustrates just how powerful the combination of rarity, condition, and demand can be. Ordinary coins from the same year might only be worth face value, but those few flawless examples soar into the realm of extraordinary wealth. Stories of collectors discovering such rare nickels in circulation or hidden away in old coin jars add even more excitement. For many, the dream of uncovering a 1997 D mintmark nickel in gem condition fuels their passion for coin hunting and makes every pocket change transaction a potential treasure hunt. The Jefferson nickel series continues to hold its ground as one of the most respected in U.S. numismatics, and the 1997 D nickel represents a crown jewel within it. With its rich history, unique errors, limited survival rate, and astonishing value, it has secured its place as one of the rarest and most valuable nickels in the world.